This episode of SpectreSoundStudios is brought to you by Distrokid. Hey everybody, how's it going? Welcome to SMG Viewers Comments episode 167. Can you believe it? We're at the end of September already. Anyway, let's get right to it.
How do you deal with a band that liked their mix last week, but has since decided that pretty well everything is wrong to the point where they want to retrack several guitars, but still want it done by their deadline about 2 weeks from now? Side notes, I work full-time, have other hobbies, and I'm doing this for free because they're friends of mine.
Chris, those are not your friends. If they want to retrack everything by their deadline, start charging them $55 an hour. It will be amazing how fast their attitude changes and suddenly everything will be perfectly fine. I'm not making this up. Do it. Watch what happens. It's going to be great. Tell those fuckers to hit the road. Seriously, retrack the guitars. Are they out of their fucking minds? You're giving up your time for free, but obviously that means nothing to them. In all seriousness, tell them either they can pay you by the hour or they can hit the road. Because seriously, fuck those guys.
Hi Glenn, new sub by the way. Anyway, what age would you say is the best time to start a band? Because I'm 18 and I feel like it's the perfect time to start a band. What age were you when you joined or started a band?
Well, I started playing guitar when I was 15, and I wanted to get in a band as soon as I could. I don't think I got into a band until I was 17, and we were fucking terrible, but we had a lot of fun playing. So, sooner the better as far as I'm concerned. Remember, the Beatles were like 17 and 18 when they got signed and started cranking out major hits. So you're never too young. Just do it. Get out there, play, practice your ass off, and make the best music you possibly can. Good luck, dude.
What does it say about an individual that judges other people's intelligence? Is he trying to compensate his insecurities, be looking down onto others to make himself feel intelligent? Frankly, I'm not sure I could ever think of paying this guy to being an engineer. Your job is to mix and not judge your customers.
Well, I'm certainly judging your intelligence based on your literacy or lack thereof. Seriously, it's my job to mix. It's also my job to get the best performance I possibly can out of the paying client. I want them walking out of here with something they can be proud of. I don't want them to phone something in or mediocre shit up. What do you think we're trying to do here? Just make substandard records? No, we're trying to make something awesome, something people will love. That's why people come into my studio. If you want somebody to kiss your ass, fine, go to another studio. If you want somebody who's going to push you and make sure you're doing your absolute best and trying to make the best product possible, come to my place. My job is many things. One of the things that I have to do is call people out on their bullshit and let them know when they're working against their goals. That's part of the job. It's not just mixing. Try and approach this subject with an open mind. You just might learn something.
Glenn, I was wondering how you could connect two audio interfaces to the same computer and be able to use them at the same time. I know it's possible, but I can't figure it out yet, and no one else makes sense, so I figured maybe you could help out.
Hey, Anthony, that's actually quite a common question. The trick is hook up one interface to your computer via USB or FireWire or Thunderbolt or what have you, and then the trick here is to connect the second interface to the first interface via ADAT light pipe or an AES connection, but yeah, generally ADAT light pipe will do the trick. That is how I connect this Audient ASP880 over here to my RME Fireface UFX. Plus, it's got all the extra digital connections on the back of there. You can hook up all kinds of stuff and just, connect banks and banks and banks of stuff. The trick is they all have to run off the same clock. In this case, the RME is the master and the Audient is the slave. It's a fantastic system. It gives me 8 extra mic preamps and it works absolutely amazing. I want to see if I can add another rack in here and add in another 8 channels so I can add in more analog gear as well. And that'll be with the Focusrite Octo Pre-Dynamic, because that's got 8 line ends as well, and that's cool. And again, that will be connected through ADAT and everything will be slaved off the master clock over there. That's how you do it. If you start connecting everything to your USB connections, you're just going to confuse your computer. Generally, one connection to the computer and then connect the rest of your interfaces via that method. Good luck, dude. Hopefully that explains it for you.
God, people suck.
Well, that can go 2 ways. It all depends on if you have a comma or not. Think about it. All right, everybody. This episode is sponsored by Distrokid, the service to put your music out to online retailers like iTunes, Amazon, Google Play, and Spotify, plus over 150 smaller online music retailers as well. It only costs $20 a year and you keep 100% of your earnings. Distrokid also has lots of cool features, including instant verification on Spotify and change your image on Apple Music and iTunes. What's more is that they let you add credits and liner notes to stores and streaming services. You can now list musicians, contact info, social media profiles, and hundreds of other roles. They've also got the Teams function, which allows you to split your earnings automatically among your bandmates, and a cover song license only costs $12 a year. I use Distrokid to put my music out, and my friends do as well. It is a great service that is totally worth checking out. Go to distrokid.com/VIP/Spectre today and grab yourself a 7% discount. Follow the link in the description below. Now, back to the show.
Glenn, you gotta review Steel Panther's Pussy Melted pedal. They actually made a distortion/OD pedal and are selling it on their website.
Actually, I know the guy who designed that pedal, and I've been talking with him, and I've been talking with Steel Panther's publicist. Hopefully, I'm going to get a Pussy Melter here on the show to review for you guys and maybe even give away. I think that'd be super cool. Let me know in the comments below if you guys want to see a review of the Pussy Melter. Oh my God, it's so offensive.
This channel is definitely a stark contrast to the Produce Like a Pro channel. I can appreciate the tough guy, all musicians are stupid, I know everything, grumpy sound guy approach as it's metal as fuck, and let's be honest, most people think they know everything, but it's pretty easy to do. But at the same time, I can't help but, is this good for overall business? And furthermore, is it good for the soul? I personally feel like if I were that negative, I'd probably just want to do something else. So in essence, the long question short, should all sound guys be the typical know-it-all sound guy, or should they do something less grumpy?
Funny you mentioned Produce Like a Pro. Warren's actually one of my absolute best friends in the world. He's just an awesome dude. As per your observation, I am venting 20 years of worth of frustration of running a small recording studio in a small town with a limited talent pool and people with big aspirations and big dreams who go out of their way to fuck up their own records. I'm sure if I lived in Hollywood like Warren does, the talent pool would be slightly different, and I might have a very different attitude because I'm sure the quality of musician that he gets to work with is several orders of magnitude better than what I get stuck with. That being said, I do get to make the occasional really cool record and do the occasional cool project. Black Creek, I remember, blew my mind back in 06. They came in and just slayed it. Problem the Solution in 98. They were fantastic. The Betrayer record I did in 2009 went really well. Frederick Nordstrom mixed that record. That was a lot of fun. Yeah, a lot of the times, the small studios, you're stuck teaching the client how to play their instrument. But every now and then you actually get to record some music. I had the band Twisting Life in here not too long ago. They came up from Pennsylvania. Remember those guys who came second place in the Oldies But Baddies competition? They did Rock Me Amadeus. They came in and re-recorded it, and that was all 1 and 2 takes. Those guys were absolute pros, and they came in and just slayed it, even on the vocals. So it gave us a lot of extra time to work on bigger vocal arrangements and really push things. And you know what? It just turned out great. Those guys were fantastic, had a wonderful time. So yeah, I bet you can complain a lot about the musicians who don't pull their weight, but when it happens, oh boy, is it ever awesome. So yeah, I still love this job, even though I bet you can complain a lot about it. It's still worth doing.
Gotta be honest, I had to really eat the punch to the gut you gave me over my Spider 4 75 watt after watching your Line 6 videos. The kid needs to swallow his pride and evaluate your knowledge, because after you said it, I noticed it and it ticks me off, but the truth is the truth. Loving the IR pack you released on Lancaster Audio, and I have a much better guitar tone now, but when it comes to the physical amps, I really love the convenience of combo amps, but the metal tones are my thing. What combo amps would you recommend outside the Line 6 amps?
Said it a million times, it's not necessarily a combo amp, but it's the Joyo Zombie with a Harley Benton 1x12 or 2x12. That will destroy the Line 6, especially when it comes to metal tones. And depending on your budget, if you have enough, go look up a used 65 or 5150 combo. Those can be got for, I don't know, $600-700 and are definitely freaking amazing. Go get one of those. You're gonna love the sound you get.
So Glenn, you talked about preamp sims. What about paid sims? Bias FX or Guitar Rig?
Haven't played with Guitar Rig yet. I do want to check it out. Yeah, Bias FX, it's great. I love the whole download cloud and where other users can make up tones and that kind of thing. I think that's a fantastic way to work. I also really like the Waves PRS plugin. I thought that was really cool. I love the response on that. And I've been playing around with the new Fortin Nameless from Neural DSP, and that is just freaking wicked. I don't know if my review is going to be out by now, by the time this episode airs, but if it already is, make sure you check it out. It is definitely worth taking a look at. Enjoy.
I hate sampled drums, so I had a thought. What if you can record each drum piece by piece? Could this be a solution for non-drummers who can count and stay on the beat?
My suggestion would still be get a drummer. That's a lot of extra work, and you're trying to capture a real performance. I mean, then again, Matty Vician, I think, kind of did it that way with the Rivers of Babylon cover, which won the Oldies but Baddies competition. So what the hell do I know? Yeah, try it out, It might work, it might not. It might be a lot of fun. Maybe I should do a video on that. See if that works. Maybe I should do a video on that. What do you guys think?
I can probably guess your opinion on them from your video with Warren from Produce Like a Pro. Do you think more emo bands like Black Veil Brides deserve all the hate that they get?
I don't know. I haven't heard enough of them to really render any kind of judgment. All I can say is it's not my thing, but you know what? If you like it and it makes you happy, or you get some kind of an emotional reaction out of it, more power to you. If everybody was the same, music would be really fucking boring now, wouldn't it? Go listen to what you like. Except for those lame auto-tune drum sampled bands.
Hey Glenn, I'm currently in a high school metal band and we're going to start gigging soon. Even though they wouldn't have as good of a tone as the alternative, would a combo amp be a good money saver for a band that's just starting out? Or should I spend more money on a separate amp head and cabinet?
I keep coming back to this thing, the Joyo Zombie. It's not that much more than the cheapest digital amps, and you can get this and a 2x12 even for not a lot of money. And this is going to blow the doors off of your typical digital modeling amp that does a million lame tones. And it's definitely going to deliver the goods in terms of volume as well. So yeah, this is definitely a worthwhile investment. I can't say it in more different ways. Go get one if you don't believe me. Go check my video on it if you don't believe me. They're definitely worth taking a second look at.
How does the Focusrite Red 500 mic pre compare to the API 512? Is there an application where you'd prefer one over the other?
Both are excellent. They're just slight differences in tone. I really have to do that video. Would you guys want to see this video? The mic pre shootout where we put different mic preamps on, like, say, drum overheads and metal guitars and that kind of thing, and just see what kind of a difference the tone actually is. I think that'd be a video worth checking out. The one place I really like to use the red pre's is either on stereo rooms or stereo overheads, because they are stepped gain control, so you can get exact gain matches across your left and right channel. They're absolutely awesome for that, whereas an API is a continuously variable resistor. So you're not going to get an exact stereo image. You can kind of set it and hope you get for the best, whereas the Focusrite stuff is stepped and they're measured in like 6 dB increments or 3 dB increments or something like that. Anyway, yeah, they're seriously killer, and they're a welcome addition to my production board back there.
What is the shittiest piece of gear a musician has ever insisted on using for a session in your studio?
You mean besides the Line 6 combos and spiders that I've had to convince guitar players to not use? No, I'm not making that up. That's what surprises me, is so many people get offended by my reviews on these things, and I say they're not good for recording. Nobody would ever use those in a recording. Yes, they would, because there's this whole thing. Oh, I paid money for it, therefore it's good, therefore we have to use it. Well, it sucks. Well, I paid for this, we're still using it. The worst piece of equipment I ever had to use was an old piece of shit guitar that a high school friend of mine came into my studio with, and it was a Vantage. I think he had sanded it down and the wood had completely dried out. The neck pickup was removed and a piece of paper was covering the cavity, so when you played the guitar, it would vibrate like a banjo. That's metal as fuck. Oh, and when you pulled the back off, guess what? All the connections were twisted together and held together by electrical tape and not proper solder joints. So the signal had a hell of a time getting through that mess. We had to tear that guitar apart and resolder everything. And oh yeah, the guitar was badly intonated and the screws were stripped. So we had to turn that around as well. And the exact quote was, because I'm like, well, maybe we should try a different guitar. And the response I got was, well, I'm either recording on this guitar or I'm not recording. That's the crap you're gonna have to deal with when running a studio. And sometimes logic just doesn't work on musicians. You just have to fucking grin and bear it. And another reason why I stopped doing flat rates, because if I'm gonna have to sit there for 3 hours, tear apart a guitar and get it working because the guitar player absolutely has to have that guitar on his record, I'm damn well getting paid for it.
Agreed on the PC culture bullshit. Their biggest, however, is free speech. There are people that simply want to manipulate the conversation to silence good people and enable themselves to do pathetic, mediocre, and terrible shit. Simply put, they can't be as awesome as you and are threatened by it. Thanks, and fuck you, Glenn, for keeping free speech alive on the internet.
Thank you so much, Christopher. I'm so glad to see that people out there still appreciate the art of free expression and the right of people to say things that other people might not like. Again, their words. Get over it. All right, that's it for this episode. Thank you so much to our sponsor, Distrokid. You guys have been seeing me do shows with Distrokid for a few years now. We've signed up almost nearly 1,000 bands through my discount code distrokid.com/VIP/Spectre. It's a great way to get your music online, and it doesn't cost a whole lot of money. Definitely worth it. Check it out. And for those of you guys who want to learn a thing or two, don't forget to check out my heavy vocals recording cheat sheet. That is an absolutely free download you can check out in the description below. Until next time, Hasadigi Ibawa.